right. Your new SNO-GO Shift has arrived. Let's get this puppy assembled. Okay, inside the box, we're gonna have your frame, your fork, your skis, and then there's a box inside of here. You're gonna wanna grab that first. In here, you're gonna find your owner's manual and all of the small parts for putting together your SNO-GO. We're gonna need some additional tools. First, you're gonna have a 10mm wrench, 5mm hex key, a 4mm hex key, and a 3mm hex key. We'll go ahead and get into the box here. We're gonna start with the rear of the bike, but let's go ahead and take everything out. Pull the rear chassis out from the box. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and assemble our bindings first. There's a right and a left, and you'll also need this package of bolts from the box. So we're gonna use 3 per side. So to assemble the binding, you want this area to rest right here, and you want the hex side of the bolt to go through on this side. Go ahead and put on a nut. Just get them started by hand, and then you can tighten them up with your wrench and Allen key afterwards. So you'll take your 10mm wrench and your 5mm Allen key, and then you're just gonna go ahead and start tightening those up. At this point, when you're tightening it up, you can decide how far forward and back. We recommend just going right in the middle to get started until you find what's comfortable for you. So that's all right. We'll do the same for the left side. Okay, the left side is nice and snug. And now we can use the rear chassis to go ahead and get the frame and the front of the bike set up as well. We have our frame. First thing you want to do is take off this through axle. Slide that out. Take the center tower here, make sure this lanyard is below it, and that will slide in to the tower like so. You're gonna go ahead and take the through axle, slide it right through, tighten it up. Okay. And then in the back, and pop the tail pin. Then you're gonna go ahead and take the pins and pop them through. One, and then the second one here. All right. To install the fork, you're gonna need your headset assembly. So here are the parts of your headset. We'll take the bottom bearing. The slanted side is gonna go towards the top. And inverse for the top one, the slanted side is gonna go in towards the frame with the flat side on top. Once you get the top bearing in, you take this ring and place it in like so. Next step is sliding the fork through. Make sure that if that pops out, it seeds back in. We're gonna put together the stem. So first goes your spacer, and then your stem, like so. And this is a crucial step here. You're gonna wanna tighten this first before you tighten these side bolts. It's really important to get that snug before you tighten these side bolts here. Get that started. This is another 5mm key here to tighten down this bolt. When you tighten this bolt, just hand snug is good. We don't need to over tighten. We don't want to wrench down on this and bust out what is the star nut inside of here. It's also a good time to check how straight that stem is. Just get it roughly started here. That's good. Not too tight there. Don't forget your little cap. Next, we're gonna go ahead and get the handlebars installed so we can straighten this. You're gonna wanna take your 4mm hex key here, and you're just gonna loosen up this front plate. Be careful, there's small washers on these, so You know, keep your hand under here so you don't lose these as you unscrew the bolts. Okay, to install the handlebars, you're just going to want to line up this logo here through the center. Go one screw at a time to get started, and then we'll get them all tightened up in just a moment. Using our 4mm hex key, we're going to go ahead and tighten these up. As we get to the point where we're tightening these down, we're going to want to use a crisscross pattern to make sure they're all evenly tightened up here. With the next step, we're going to put the bike down on the floor so we can line up our handlebars being nice and straight. Okay, so let's go ahead and straighten the handlebars out. What you're going to want to do here before you tighten these two bolts is you're going to measure and kind of line up with your eyes the distance between the handlebar and each of these forks. So if you have more space on one side, you need to turn it. And then you're just going to get a nice lined up angle here. So I need to go slightly this way. Okay, so we'll go ahead and use a 5mm hex key to tighten this up. And then the last step here is just go ahead and assembling the front ski. So the next step is just installing our front ski. Just loosen this bolt a little bit here. And this is designed to just slide into the front ski mount. Like so. And just make sure that slides in so that it's all the way flush here. And then tighten that knob nice and tight. The whole bike's assembled. The next step is actually to just go ahead and check the positioning, tighten your grips, and make sure that it's a comfortable setup for you. We'll go ahead and stand on the bike, check your grips. Looks like those need to be tightened. We'll take a 3mm hex key and go ahead and tighten those. And do the same for the other side. These can be pretty snug. You definitely don't want them rotating while you're riding. That feels good. Okay, so let's check position next. You have the ability to adjust the height on the stem here. This feels a little low for me. I feel a little hunched, so I'm going to go ahead and lift this up so I'm a little more upright when I ride. This is going to be a 5mm hex key on this one. Go ahead and loosen that up. Doesn't need to go up too far, and then you can just pop that up. Tighten it back down. There we are. And so what happens when you lift your stem up, your handlebars might roll back a little. You may want to roll them forward. So you're just going to loosen those back up a little bit. That'll allow you to roll that forward into a comfortable spot. Oh yeah, that feels nice. And again, tighten those in a crisscross pattern. Okay, one final inspection here on the fit and feel. All right. And that's it. Your SNO-GO Shift is ready to ride.